Okay. Anybody who knows anything about Star Trek knows one of the best episodes ever created was a first season original series episode called The City on the Edge of Forever. Gotta love it. Okay. It's just an awesome title. You know, it starts out good and gets better. Okay. In this episode, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy end up in New York City in 1930. That's during the Depression. Right. Kirk meets this woman named Edith Keeler and falls in love with her. Imagine that. Edith Keeler runs a place called the 21st Street Mission. Now, this mission is a soup kitchen feeding the homeless people. And during the Depression, there were a lot of homeless people. When Kirk asks her why she does it, she says, because it's necessary. Shortly thereafter, Kirk and Edith Keeler are walking the streets of New York, and she's trying to figure out Spock and Kirk, you know. And she says, are you in trouble? Let me help. Kirk looks at her and says, let me help. 100 years or so from now, a great novelist will write a classic using that theme and recommend those 3 words, even above, I love you. Let me help. That's the Bodhisattva's motto. And we know this. Whenever they see a sentient being, they go, goody, 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 I got somebody to practice on now. And as long as we're in samsara, we need this help in order to get ourselves out of the mess that we're in. And it's not just bodhisattvas. Buddhas do this automatically. And there are so many inner obstacles to our development of the mind. And these inner obstacles create the outer obstacles that we find. And that's what the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are there to help us with. And right now we're in the midst of a Green Tara retreat. All the actions of the Buddhas, they have manifested into this female aspect of the Buddha, Tara, the liberator, in order to help us living beings find ultimate happiness. In other words, she's standing there saying, let me help. And she's always standing there beside us, or behind us, or in front of us, or wherever we need her to be, wanting to help us. Now, this book was written by none other than our own Venerable Thupten Trogren, and it explains about Tara the Liberator. And in it, she goes through in exacting detail and talks about the homage to the 21 Taras. Now, these are all aspects of Tara, and what I'm going to do right now is go through a few of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, or even most of them. I'm just going to pick out lines here and there and discuss them. So, Transcendental Liberator. That indicates that she's the source of all Buddhas, and that she keeps the 3 sets of vows, the Pratimoksha, the Bodhisattva, and the Tantric vows purely. Or as Venerable Chodron has called her, Mummy Tara. And she liberates living beings from samsara, from true suffering, and from all our problems. So that's pretty good, yeah? 3 worlds protector. She protects all beings above, on, and under the earth. No matter who they are or what they are, she protects you. Eyes like a flash of lightning. Tara is able to see all of existence. Essence of giving, effort and ethics, patience, concentration, and wisdom. She is the essence of the 6 perfections that we need to base all of our actions on when we're dealing with others. Homage to you who crown all Buddhas. Tara is the embodiment of wisdom. It's the wisdom that gives birth to the Buddhas. You crush 7 worlds beneath your feet and have power to call all forces. The 7 worlds are the hell realm, hungry ghost realm, animals, humans, desire gods, form gods, and formless gods. In other words, all sentient beings, no matter where in samsara they are. Tara draws them to her and brings us under her protection and under her influence, and she tries to persuade us to practice the Dharma. And we've received a lot of teachings on how to practice the Dharma and how to ease the pain of our afflictions. But the reason we still have problems is not because we lack teachings, but because we haven't put them into practice properly. But if we remember Tara is there trying to reach us and teach us, then we'll have a much better chance of listening to her and becoming awakened. You blaze within a raging fire. Essentially peaceful, Tara may also be fierce. The raging fire surrounding her is the fire of wisdom that burns away our ignorance, attachment, anger, jealousy, pride, etc., etc., etc. Especially when our mind is upset and filled with all sorts of garbage. Visualizing wisdom fire can have a really good effect on our mind and help us to calm down. Homage to you with crescent moon crowned, all your adornments dazzling bright. From a crescent moon crowned ornament, white light radiates and eliminates sickness, suffering, sorrow, poverty, and depression. Then yellow light radiates from her crown ornament and enhances sentient beings' lifespans, merit, wisdom, and other good qualities. Joy surrounds you who defeats hosts of foes. The real foes are the afflictions that keeps us bound in samsara. Joy surrounds Tara because not only has she destroyed these foes, but she's also gotten rid of all the obstacles preventing full awakening. She's been there, done that, and wants to show us how to do it also. Homage to you whose foot stamps the earth. She's stamping her foot saying, enough with the obstacles to liberation and awakening. Enough with suffering. I'm going to destroy these. Selflessness and ignorance don't want to mess with her at all, because she means business. You dispel all poisons without exception. Her specialty is to pacify diseases caused by poisons, such as toxins in the environment, air pollution, and food poisoning. So who here doesn't think that Mother Earth needs some healing? Ah. Your armor radiates joy to all. You soothe conflicts and nightmares as well. Her armor is her peaceful and fierce forms and her peaceful and fierce mantras. Since she is the essence of wisdom and compassion, she dispels conflicts, bad thoughts, and nightmares. All the world right now seems to be in conflict, and we could really use some of her joy. Dispels extremely fearful plagues. COVID. Enough said. Okay, need I say more? So what we have to do, we need to get rid of this I that doesn't inherently exist. You know, the one that says, I need, I want. Well, I wouldn't have done it that way. So you are wrong, and I'm justified standing here being frustrated with you, angry with you, and saying all kinds of bad words in my head. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are surrounding us at all times, in every situation saying, let me help. And you know what? They have the skillful means that can help us. And we need to develop the skillful means to help others. They're showing us the way. All we have to do is listen to them, open our hearts and mind, and allow their wisdom and compassion so that we can learn how to say, let me help, to every sentient being that we meet. And when we do this, a universe of possibilities open up for us. This is how we can practice to become awakened for the sake of all sentient beings. And that is bodhicitta.